Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Karen Johnson Diamond, and I have been the MC for the AFP Compass by the Stars conference. And I'm also your MC for this award show. Not really, there's somebody way more important than me. Before I introduce who's already on the screen with me, it's not a secret. I would like to say this.
Secret.
The Generosity of Spirit Awards 2021 are being presented on the traditional territories of the Blackfoot Confederacy, which is comprised of the Siksika, Kainai, Piikani, the Tsuut'ina, the Stoney Nakoda Nations, Métis Nation 3, and all people who make their homes in the Treaty 7 region of southern Alberta. They were the original occupants of this land and continue to be here to this day, and we are grateful to have the opportunity to present in this territory. And I am grateful to have the opportunity to introduce a person I've been on stage with and a person who taught my son in junior high school. Things you didn't know about Dave Kelly. But here, I'll tell you this other stuff. He said I could talk for 25 minutes about him. Dave Kelly is an award-winning host, writer, performer, and interviewer. He has led conversations with business and political leaders across North America and beyond, from Stanford School of Business in California to Amman, Jordan, and everywhere in between. He is the host of Dave Kelly Live, Canada's own talk variety show, and co-founder of Kelly Brothers Productions. Dave was the face of morning television in Calgary for over a decade, was the host and interviewer for Ellen DeGeneres' Canadian tour. Wow. And hosted and interviewed a conversation with President Barack Obama at the Saddle Dome in Calgary. You know him. You love him. Mr. Dave Kelly.
I know Karen Johnson Diamond. I'll tell you that right now, Karen. I just did some math. I know you have to go. 35 years we've known each other.
I know. And we only look at least 12 years older than when we met.
How did we do that? We met.
We're brilliant.
Yeah. You're awesome, Karen. Thanks for the day already. And I'll see you at the end of all this. How's that?
Betcha.
Thanks, Karen. What a day. And you know what? I've been able to be part of this event off and on for decades. And here's one thing I noticed. This year, we're all in our homes. And we're all in our homes because of COVID. And that's not necessarily the best. However, what it does mean is I can hear Tess running into her bedroom right up here. And yesterday when I was down here doing some work, I heard her run in there and saying, but I don't even like math, because we're trying to teach her here. All of us are in our homes because homes are where our hearts are. And for those that don't have homes, a lot of the people we're going to meet today are ones who help them find homes. So we're so lucky. And we're so grateful, and I'm so grateful. Julia Reimer from Firebrand did all these beautiful awards that people are going to get. And some of them, like Wayne Steer, is going to get something like this. And these are such, what they are from Julia's heart. These are things that matter to her, and they matter to give all of these folks the recognition for leading the way in making our city great. So let's meet our first group, and we're going to meet our philanthropic family, and we're going to do all of these this way. We're going to show you a nominating video, so a video put together by whoever it was that wanted to recognize these people. And then we're going to meet the people, we're going to talk to them for a bit, and we'll move through awards like that. So our philanthropic family is the Wood family. But first, let's look at their nominator video.
Hello, I'm Tim Raleigh, President and Vice Chancellor of Mount Royal University, and I wanted to be with you today to offer my warm congratulations to the Wood family on being named Outstanding Philanthropic Family as part of the AFP Generosity of Spirit Awards. I can't think of a more deserving family to receive this honor. Elaine and Jerry Wood are longtime supporters of Mount Royal University, and their daughter Megan is a graduate of MRU. They have helped to transform the transitional vocational program and the inclusive post-secondary education programs at MRU. These programs provide a variety of post-secondary opportunities for adults with developmental disabilities focused on building both work and life skills. Not only have Elaine and Jerry Wood supported Mount Royal financially, but they've also given their time, volunteering, and advocating for our programs. Their generosity spreads well beyond Mount Royal as they support many great organizations in our community, including the United Way, Inclusion Alberta, the Salvation Army, and many more deserving organizations. Elaine, Jerry, Megan, we're so proud to be a recipient of your generosity. And on behalf of everyone here at Mount Royal University, thank you for all you have provided to us, and my warmest congratulations on this well-deserved honor.
Isn't that tremendous? And so joining me now are the Wood family, Elaine, Jerry, and Megan. Thanks, the three of you. We're going to talk about some of the other family, but first of all, to the three of you, congratulations and thanks for being here. And isn't that thing great from Mount Royal?
Thank you. We want to thank Mount Royal and Transitional Vocation Inclusion Post-Secondary nominating us, and we are so honored and humbled. Thank you.
It's so great, and I know you folks a little bit, and that makes me happy because you're such good people. Tell me a little bit about. I know much of your focus is on family and kids. Why is that important for you?
Why kids? Well,
yeah, like you do so much.
With our dear sons as well are sharing in this award, Kaylin and Rory. And why kids? Our personal, our journey, Miss Megan put us on a whole new world and journey. And as you and all parents know, that the kids, they become our teachers, and they keep us humble.
Isn't that great?
I taught my parents very well, actually. I go to Mount Royal after high school, all three. I went to college all four. I got to continue on, and now I'm working at Starbucks and Woodridge.
Look at you. Well, congratulations. That's tremendous, Megan. And also to Rory and Kaylin watching, thank you for being part of such a great family.
And as my parents does see the grandchildren as well.
And you know what? If it's the Megan show, it's just fine with me.
No, this is about these two.
That's awesome. Now, tell me, there are a lot of young folks watching, and there are also a lot of young families getting started in Calgary. And it's easy to look at you and say, yeah, well, look at you're successful and all you got to do is just be generous. But that didn't start that way. What's your advice to young families who think someday I want to grow up to be the Wood family? What would they do?
Well, first of all, both Elaine and I are from other cities. I'm from Scotland and she's from Winnipeg. So we came to Calgary. And what was really exciting was the fact that Calgary is composed of so many people from other places. And we've always wanted to make a difference. That's the way we were both brought up. Both our families were taught us to do that at a very early age. And I think if you see people that are in a tough situation, if you reverse roles and just try hard to think of what it's like from their point of view, this really does help start the journey. And then if you do this, you really take the opportunity to make a difference and do something really worthwhile. And sometimes along the way, you may have to take a little risk or two, but that's part of the deal. And that's worked really well for us. And we're very thankful.
I feel like not only does it help others, but it helps your family. Being that way helps the family itself. And again, that's an inspiring place to be.
Yes.
I'm so thrilled that you guys could do this. Megan, thank you very much for dragging your parents onto this for us. It was very nice.
Sorry, but I think we'll have it again.
And of course, Rory and Kaylin watching, just so you know, I asked Megan which one she liked better, and she said she liked both of you. So congrats.
I don't.
Well, the Woods family, they are our philanthropic family. Congratulations to you five, and thanks for being such an inspiration to all of us.
Thank you.
Thank you very
so
much.
It's so great. And now we get to do the corporate philanthropist. And I like this one because it says it's not just about individuals, it's about entire companies. Let's take a look at RBC's nominating video.
Hello, I'm Dr. Mishek Mwawa, President and CEO of Beauvalet College. At Beauvalet College, we open doors and open minds. We set our students up for success in their careers, but also in their lives. None of it would be possible without the help of RBC, whose generous support ensures Beauvalet College can build upon its vision and mission to make all learning count. Thanks to the support of RBC, our 150 Startups program has worked with many of our better post-secondary institutions to help more college and university students across the province become first-time entrepreneurs. As Alberta's economy diversifies, this important work will help a self-sustaining student entrepreneurship engine. This investment in our students is just one of the ways RBC is transforming lives and one of the many reasons why Beauvalley College nominated RBC for the AFP Calgary Generosity of Spirit Award for Corporate Philanthropist. Through their generous commitment to youth, employability, the arts, and mental well-being for youth, RBC impacts communities across Canada tremendously. And through their example, I believe other corporations will be inspired to set up meaningful charitable goals. Thank you.
That's awesome. And joining me now is the Regional President of Alberta and the Territories for RBC, Mr. Jeff Boyd. Congratulations, Jeff, to you and the entire corporation.
Thanks, Dave. Obviously, really grateful to Bow Valley College and Mishak for the nomination, and to AFP, and particularly for everything that folks at AFP do to continue to support community. And to be clear, this is acknowledgement, recognition, I think, of our team. For sure, RBC and its corporate philanthropy. But what I get really excited about, beyond Megan, who I think we should just bring her back anyway.
Absolutely.
I just, I get really proud of our team. We got about 3,000 people here at RBC in Alberta and Territories, and just the way they get involved and impact. I think it really does make me excited about what's possible.
I know in talking about this and these awards, so many people, including banks, panicked when COVID hit because it was about what's coming up. And this is RBC. This is something I want to read because it's important. RBC relaxed their funding guidelines to allow more flexibility to charities experiencing challenges. How was a decision like that made? Because that really made a difference during COVID to say, hey, we gotta step up here.
Yeah. So I mean, we had obviously we do a lot of giving across organizations, and when something like COVID hits, the organization's ability to do the good work that they do every day is impacted. And what many organizations started to look at is, how do we continue to operate? How do we continue to be here and sustainable over the long haul? So we said, go ahead and take a portion of that gift and use it for your sustainability, for operating or whatever. And how the decision gets made, I didn't make that one, Dave. That was made at the top of the house.
Yeah.
But I was really happy to see it because it was the right thing to do. And, I think that's a lot about our corporate philanthropy in any event. It's about sustainability, right? We want to be in the communities where we work, where we serve, and a prosperous, sustainable community is really foundational. It's really important. So making those kinds of decisions and what I call doing the right thing. I've got a 27-year career here, and I have consistently seen RBC do the right thing along the way.
It's great and inspiring for other corporate groups to say it's not just about individuals. Those individuals can make corporations do great things.
Yeah, I mean the volunteer programs that you put in place. Obviously we turned a lot of attention to COVID and support of people through COVID. We'd have people out volunteering at organizations in normal course, but a lot of that volunteerism went online, and we put funds in people's hands that they could donate to organizations of their choice, charities of their choice.
Yeah.
That pivoting under the circumstances, but maintaining the commitment. What we talk about is helping clients thrive and communities prosper. And it's more than just words on the wall or the letterhead, Dave. I have felt it and see it in our teams and our people, our organization consistently.
Well, it's a big award because it has so much heart to it. And so we're very grateful, and congratulations to the entire RBC group. And thanks so much for being part of this today, Jeff.
Really appreciate it, Dave. Great to see you.
It's good to see you, my friend. So that's our next is philanthropic group, and these are Mindful Men. Let's see what that's about with their nominee video.
I am very pleased to introduce the 2020 Philanthropic Group honorees, Adam Snelling and Steve Rowells, the leaders behind Mindful Men. They understand the impacts of mental health in the workplace, on relationships, and the trickle effect it has. Knowing how hard it is for men in particular to reach out for help, Adam and Steve knew they wanted to do more to make a lasting impact to support men's mental health in Calgary. They created a month-long challenge connecting with their network of colleagues, family, and friends, and the broader community to raise funds and awareness for men's mental health at Calgary Counseling Centre. This has had a huge impact on vulnerable men who otherwise would not be able to afford counseling. They leveraged funding from Bell Let's Talk and raised nearly $15,000 more, both making significant donations themselves. They brought in 96 new donors to the center, and together this group supported over 300 new counseling sessions. This all happened just before the COVID-19 pandemic, which has created unprecedented levels of anxiety, stress, depression, and challenges for so many. Most importantly, Adam and Steve have opened up many conversations to talk about mental health.
It's so impressive and so good. And I'm so glad to have these two with us. Stephen and Adams, our Mindful Men. Thanks for being here. Now I noticed, Steve, under your name, Guardian Capital Advisors. And then if you look under Adam's name, he's a beer guy, Last Best Brewing Company. How did a beer guy and a money guy end up together? What was that about?
Well, with in my industry, I get to meet a lot of really great people from all over the world, but I also got to meet Steve, which was pretty interesting too. Yeah.
Tell me though.
He told me to be myself.
That's true. I love the fact though that you guys said, "Hey, well, actually, don't even tell me why Mindful Men. What was it about this? You guys said, let's do this."
It really comes down to what we're trying to do is raise awareness for men's mental health. Suicide is the #2 killer in Canada for men under 44, and it's just too much. And when you're raising awareness or raising funds, it's kind of the same thing, but with this, it's about raising awareness with the objective of changing the stigma about being a guy and having some mental health things going on, especially in a city like Calgary, who is suffering a little bit. And Adam told me about the Calgary Counseling Centre a long time ago and just kind of learned more about it. And it's a great place where if you have a friend with a problem, there's a place for them to go. And it's pay what you can afford. If you're a CEO, you're going to pay a lot of money. If you're a guy down out of your luck, you're going to pay what you can afford. And it's just been able to offer services that otherwise people can't have access to.
It's so inspiring. And like you guys, you're saying as men that there's no point in being quiet and feeling alone and sitting in your basement with thoughts in your head. It's worth it to go out and get help. And that's, I think, what you guys do so well.
Yeah, it's to sort of echo what Steve said. It's not so much about what we did. All we've done a lot is talk about the good works of the Calgary Counseling Centre and try to shine a light on them and actually just really embrace the awkward conversations, because like Steve and I are both pretty open, honest guys. And we just started talking about a bunch of our friends and family members who are really having a tough go. And that leached into like, hey, let's start doing something. And it wasn't, what are we going to do? It's more or less like, hey, let's just start talking to people as much as possible and try to drive some helpful resources to them.
I don't, I know a man who's used Calgary Counseling Centre, and I don't want to say his name because it's not fair, but Dave Kelly's his name. So if you want to throw that around, but those sorts of things matter, right? It's to say you don't have to be alone. You aren't alone, and it's worth to doing it. And the Calgary Counseling Centre does such great work. So if other people are watching you too, and they want to do that, what's your advice to other folks thinking of getting into helping others?
It's really about just looking to see what it's out there. It's amazing how accessible the information is, but people just don't even know how to start. So it's you have to be vulnerable and ask for help, or if you're not even there yet, you just take that leap and reach out to somebody. There's a lot of, if you just Google on your phone or on your laptop like mental health support or whatever, you'll get a ton of options there. And the most important thing to understand is if your first counseling session doesn't go well, that's completely normal, right? Like it's actually a relationship, and finding the right counselor for you is extremely important, and not understanding that it's a one size fits all thing, and then people get discouraged. The amount of conversations I've had with men and women who are just like, "Oh, I tried counseling, it didn't work," and it's like, no, that relationship didn't work.
Yeah.
Right. You need to find the right one, and that's normal. So be vulnerable yourself, and I think that encourages other people to be honest and vulnerable. I love this guy. He's good.
That's so good. Well, I tell you, you're an inspiring pair, and it's worth it for all of those out there who feel like maybe it's not for me. It is for you if you need it, and there's help out there. So thank you guys for leading the way, and congrats on getting this award that you got. So good for you guys. That's great. Hear that. There you are. It's better than an Oscar. I'll tell you that right now. Thanks both of you. Stephen and Adam, you're good folks. Thank you very much. And now, and I don't want to make it feel like we're just moving through. These are all such great people. I want to talk more about our philanthropic group. And this one is a special award for the Doc Seaman Individual Award. Let's have a look at the video.
The greatest gift you could give someone is of your time. Because when you give of your time, you're giving a portion of your life that you can never get back. Loretta Enders embodies what it means to give not only of her time, but her talent, her treasure to support the greater good. Since joining the Homefront Board of Directors in 2012, Loretta has gone above and beyond to support the work of Homefront. She never misses an opportunity to make a difference. Loretta is a connector of people and relationships. She inspires others to give. Whether she is spearheading unique and creative fundraising initiatives like Fashion Forward, or using her expertise in property management to educate landlords on domestic violence, Loretta goes above and beyond for the causes that she is passionate about and strives to make our community a better place. For these reasons and countless others, we are so proud to introduce Loretta Enders as the recipient of the 2020 Generosity of Spirit Doc Seaman Individual Philanthropist Award.
Congratulations, Loretta.
Woo! It's so great. Let's welcome her now. Loretta Enders, thank you so much for being part of this, and congratulations. It's coming. I can hear you.
Thank you all. It's good you contained that excitement. My goodness, that was beautiful. Thank you so much, Homefront, for making this happen. That's wonderful. Thank you.
How did this, like an individual philanthropist, this one always gets me, because I think, when did that start? And was it like, I'm gonna do this, or was it a gradual thing? How did philanthropy start in your life?
I think the solid connection with philanthropy and making a difference was when I was getting ready to turn 40. And I had just had 2 little boys. Life had changed, going through that process, refining myself. And I thought, for my 40th birthday, I'm going to do 40 things to make a difference for myself, for my community, and the others that surround me in my world. And that's where it started. And so for my 40th birthday, at the end of it all, it was to throw on a fundraiser to see if we could touch 100 people. I think at the time it was raise $10,000, and just get community involved and support, and see who would help us do that. And that's where it all started.
Isn't that great? I was looking at the notes here, and it says, your contributions alone have helped 700 families break the cycle of domestic violence, which means that in our city, there are 700 homes that used to be in turmoil, and they aren't because of you. And that's I just think that's tremendous. So congratulations. And it must feel amazing.
And it's very humbling. And, I think there's always opportunity to do more. And there's lots of families right now in COVID that are truly struggling, and stress levels are high. And it's just looking for those opportunity, whether it's a smile or a small wave, to make a difference. And there's lots more to do.
Well, I think there's some people who are going to be turning 40 in the next while, but even if they're turning 30 or turning 20, what's your advice to somebody about how and why they should get into philanthropy?
Help yourself, help another person. We can lead by one, and all it does is takes to ask or do that small step, whether it's buying a coffee for someone behind you anonymously. You can change a person's life just with that small step. And I'd encourage everyone to give it a go. If you don't ask, the answer is always no.
Isn't that great? Loretta, you are an example of what I need to be one day. So I'll work on it, but I really appreciate how you make our city better. And more than anything, domestic violence, whether you're talking to your landlords about it, to help people who are terrified is an incredible gift to them. So thank you very much, Loretta.
Thank you very much.
So great. Our individual philanthropist, Loretta Enders. Congratulations. And now, again, I hate feeling like we keep moving, but we do. Our small business philanthropist is next. They are the Friday Sock Company. Before we talk to them, let's see their video.
Hi, my name is Lynn Tipper, and I'm a Community Engagement Coordinator with the Calgary Food Bank. It is my great pleasure to introduce Adam Thompson, founder of the Friday Sock Co. and winner of the Small Business Philanthropy category for the Spirit of Generosity Awards. When the pandemic hit Calgary in March of last year, Adam wanted to do something to help out. He and his team created a special COVID mismatched pair of socks and wanted the proceeds to be donated to the Calgary Food Bank. Over $39,000 was generously donated, and with those funds, we were able to provide emergency food hampers for over 600 families of 4. In a time when so many small businesses were struggling to keep their doors open, the Friday Sock Co. went above and beyond to support our city's families and individuals in need. Adam and his team truly embody the spirit that is celebrated through these awards.
Congratulations, and let's meet the founder of Friday Sock Co., Adam Thompson. Welcome, Adam, and congratulations on the award.
Hi, Dave. Thanks so much. It's an honor.
It's so, and I know you, and I know your footwear because I wear them,
Yes.
and you've done so much for the community. But here's my question: when COVID hit, a lot of small businesses panicked because, and justifiably, because they could see their bottom line going, they could see leases and rents and everything else going sideways on them. How did you somehow avoid that and at the same time say we still want to give back?
Yeah, and I think it was just so much unknown at that time. It's easy to look back now and think, okay, well, some of us could get through it, but at that time it was very uncertain. And I thought just genuinely, if we're feeling this way, or if I'm feeling this way, I wonder how people who are less fortunate are feeling. And so let's try to take care of them first. And by doing so, it may have the knock-on effect of continuing to garner the support of Calgary. And it did. So it helped us through by helping others, ended up helping us as well.
And for other companies who maybe are in a similar position, Adam, where they feel wobbly because of COVID, because of what it's done to their business, did sort of taking the focus off that and make it on giving, did that actually give you a better something to focus on?
Yeah, you have a choice, and even myself, I kind of started going down a negative road, and so you start thinking of how am I gonna, what are we gonna, this is, and then that's kind of a bad place to be. So instead of doing that, it's kind of just making a bit of a pivot and thinking, well, who can I help? Like, how can we still make something positive happen? And what is that going to be? Right.
Wow, that's inspiring. So what's your advice then to other companies and small businesses that are finding their way? What's your advice to them as far as philanthropy?
I think that you are a small business. If you're lucky enough to be in a position where you're a small business, you're probably getting the support of your community, and your community is what got you to where you are. So I think it's a real two-way street, and I think it kind of is your duty to support the community that supported you. And it's just funny how that it comes back and around and continues to work in a really positive way.
Well, I got to say, Adam, you're a good guy, and the heart that you bring to the city through your feet is impressive. And on behalf of all of us, congratulations on this award, but to the entire group, Friday Sock Co., thanks for help making the food bank work, and thanks for helping feed so many people during this time.
Thanks, Dave.
You're a good man. Thanks, Adam.
Thanks, man.
We're going to now go to some, we call them the professional segments. Not that the other folks we just met are amateurs, but these are people who work in, a couple of people who work in philanthropy themselves. And there's a few that I want you to meet, but our first is for the outstanding fundraising professional, and that man is Wayne Steer. But first, let's have a look at a video.
Afternoon, folks. So, fundraiser, gift planner, and events coordinator walk into a bar. No, just shitting you, but that would make for an excellent joke, wouldn't it? Actually, my name is Derek Bechtold, and I'm supposed to introduce AFP's 2020 Outstanding Fundraising Professional, Mr. Wayne Steer. Only, how do you introduce someone that needs no introduction at all? You see, Wayne exemplifies the fundraising profession. He has dedicated 16 years of his life to the art and science that is fundraising. He has forged remarkable relationships within the philanthropic world to the betterment of the sector that he loves. And he has been an exemplary ambassador for our profession, ever advancing the needle of ethics and integrity. Finally, he has adopted a service above self model of volunteerism that has left a profound impact on our profession and those he has touched. To quote one of the many references he received, Wayne stimulates a world of generosity and positive social good through fundraising best practice. It is a true honor to introduce one of the finest fundraisers around and the 2020 Outstanding Fundraising Professional, Mr. Wayne Steer. Congrats, Wayner. You're a hell of a great and groovy geyser of goodness.
Let's bring on Wayner, the geyser of goodness. Mr. Wayne Steer, welcome, Wayne. Congratulations, my friend. Thanks on this. What a great day.
Well, thank you so much, David. Derek is quite the wordsmith. Really appreciate the introduction.
I think I'm just going to call you Wayner from now on.
Yeah.
There's so many people on this show that I would say are great people, and you're one of those. And you're a guy that I say when Wayne walks in the room's better. What got you started on this road of giving?
Many years ago, a good friend of mine, Gary Nissen, got me involved in the Canadian Progress Club to raise money for uncles at large at the time and aunts at large, now Big Brothers Big Sisters, and a number of children's charities. And later on, I came to a crossroads, and I thought, what do I really love doing? It's raising money and helping people. So that's kind of the path to fundraising.
And does it make a difference for you? Like, you're a guy that, some people have to raise funds and it's work because they're asking for money, but I never feel like that with you. You somehow have a way of doing it. You're not raising funds for people. You're helping a cause. And that seems like different. That seems like something you do well.
Well, I have the privilege of being able to tell stories of people that make remarkable recoveries. And years ago, I was introduced to a fellow by the name of Tom Ahern that said that the story is the glue that holds everything together, and putting the donor first as the star of the story, being them that make all this stuff happen, really is great credit to what I've been able to do with a great number of people that I work with on a daily basis. I give credit to them, and without the stories, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. So that everybody on the ground helping guys recover. Right now, I've been at Fresh Start for 11 years now, and it's just so inspiring.
I feel like there's so many families in Calgary who indirectly, but really directly, have been helped by you. And especially when it comes to recovery, these are families or people whose lives were literally off the rails, that they were still they still had a mom and a dad out there who loved them, but their life went sideways and their business went sideways, their relationships went sideways until they got help. And somehow through Fresh Start and many of the other organizations you work with, they found a way. That must feel satisfying.
It does, and sadly with COVID, the opposite of addiction is not sobriety, it's connection. So COVID's really disconnected people, and we see a lot more people needing our help. And so that's the sad side, but the good side is that we are there to help, and people are reaching out to me that I never would have suspected, saying, hey, can you help a family member? Can you help a friend? So it's gratifying to be able to be there to do that.
I feel like, let's make it a plug right now, people who are watching, if you know somebody who is struggling in any way, but specifically in this case with addiction, a lot of that gets worse in times of crisis like COVID, but you're again here to say there's help.
Absolutely.
It's you know what is funny is I was thinking as I'm interviewing, I'm not going to talk about you. Let's both talk about who we can help, which is such a Wayne Steer thing to do. You're just naturally a decent and humble guy. For somebody who's 20, and they're saying, I want a great career that's satisfying, but also does so much for others, they might look at you. What's your advice to a young person?
I had great advice many years ago when I first got into the profession and attended my first international seminar. I met a lady who has become my mentor and really good friend. She said, if you want a lot out of the profession, give to it and you'll get so much more out of it. And it sort of ties in with something I attended a Brian Tracy seminar many, many years ago. One of the things that he said is, a lot of people say to a stove, give me some heat and I'll put some wood in. But it's actually the opposite. You put some wood in first and then you get the heat out.
These are deep. Wayne, did you get lots of sleep last night? Because you're just full of depth today. I should say, Wayner, you're full of depth today. Depth today, Wayner. Well, I know that if I know one thing about Wayne Steer, his life is not about getting awards and his life is not about being up here. But on behalf of all of us who benefited from the work you do in our city and in our country, we're also grateful, Wayne. And please take this as a thank you and also an encouragement to do what you do, because it makes us better.
Well, thank you so much, Dave. I'm really honored and humbled by this. And what a wonderful day to have you presented to me. Do you have the award there by any chance?
Oh, look at this. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, wait, I'll pass it this way. And then can you grab it? There.
Thank you very much. That's wonderful. I'm very thrilled. I've handled one of these 7 times in the past, but always passing it to somebody. So it's nice to have my name on the bottom.
I just think it's tremendous that we just did a special effect there. The budget was blown right there, Wayne. I don't know how we do it, but we did it. It's so good.
You're a true alchemist, Dave.
It's so good. Congrats, Wayne. You're a good guy, and I'm lucky enough to know you, and so is our city. So thanks and congratulations.
Thank you very much. Appreciate
Good
it.
Good man, Mr. Wayne Steer. The next award I want to talk about is in honor of an incredible fundraiser, those many of you know, Hazel Gillespie. So before we get to the actual award, which is the Hazel Gillespie Award, here's a video to set up Hazel and her work. Hazel Gillespie was a star, and not just any star. Hazel was the North Star. When people are diagnosed with a terminal illness, they change. When Hazel Gillespie was diagnosed with a terminal illness, it was everyone else who changed. Because we realized that Hazel was going away. We were losing our North Star. She was our compass for decency, kindness, and humor, for generosity, love, and of goodness. Although she worked at Petro-Canada for over 30 years, it was in the last 20 as manager of their National Community Investment Program that many of us knew her. In her words, she had the best job in the company, where she helped Petro-Canada give back to the community in meaningful ways. Give back to the community is a line that hardly fit Hazel Gillespie. In healthcare, the environment, the arts, animal care, the energy sector, as an advocate for children, for women, for First Nations, Hazel made our country her cause. She made Calgary her community. And so, the Hazel Gillespie Community Investment Leadership Award is her legacy. It's the guide for all Calgarians, but shines a light on a great one. It asks, is this person wise enough to lead and humble enough to learn? Can they see how great a company can be and how to build a great community around it? And can they find partners, inspire employees, and roll up their sleeves and make things happen? There will never be another Hazel Gillespie, but there are people who are charting their own course to a great life and willing to bring their community with them. Today, with the Hazel Gillespie Community Investment Leadership Award, we recognize someone who is making Calgary their own. Every time I see that video, it's so moving to realize what a difference one person can make. And so I want to introduce now our Hazel Gillespie Award recipient, Joanne Manser. And before we do, here is her nominee video.
Hello, it gives me great pleasure to be with you here today, representing the many nominators for Joanne Manser for the Hazel Gillespie Community Investment Leadership Award. Joanne's been such an important contributor to our community, having served on the board of directors for the Lunchbox Theatre and being a volunteer with ARF, the Animal Rescue Foundation. She's also been quite instrumental, actually, in the establishment of this award in the first place many years ago. Jo's been a really active participant, contributor, learner in the community investment profession, both here in Calgary and across Canada. She's a real visionary as well. She took the seed of an idea and has nurtured into this beautiful employee program at Suncor, something that everybody is so proud of, and it's become the embodied and embedded in the culture of the company, and is such a wonderful representation of our purpose. What she's done there is built this really lovely community of people who are committed to giving back to their community and are really proud of the kind of support that they get from the company. And so I've described a little bit of the work that Jo has done, but equally, if not more important, is who Jo is and how she approaches her work, which is consistently with enthusiasm, curiosity, empathy, and joy. She is beloved by all who work with her, and frankly is at the heart of our team. I think this award is especially poignant, and this recognition of Jo. She was hired by Hazel, and Hazel was a really important mentor and friend for Jo for many years. For me, Jo is the embodiment of all of the things that we love about Hazel. Her commitment, her friendship, her leadership, her loyalty, and her generosity. These are all things that I see in Jo. Jo, it's been an honor to be your friend and your colleague, and I'm so pleased to see you get this recognition. Congratulations.
Isn't that beautiful? And now let's bring her on, the woman winning the Hazel Gillespie Memorial Award, Joanne Manser. Hi, Jo. It's nice to see you. How was it to hear all of that?
Well, those that know me know that I cry about everything, so I can anticipate that everybody is expecting me to do this with Kleenex and tears flowing. So it was extremely humbling, Dave.
Tell me, and I've been lucky enough to give the Hazel Gillespie Award to folks, but I don't know. This may be the first time I've been able to say you knew Hazel. Hazel hired you. She was your. Tell us a bit about Hazel.
Oh, just a beautiful soul. She was a mentor to so many, and past recipients that have come before me have been able to actually know her personally and also be mentored by her. She, I bet, like Lori shared in the intro video, I began my career in community investment with Petro-Canada, directly working with Hazel, and was able to learn so much from her that was pivotal to my growth in community investment. She taught me the value of relationships and showed me what it means to work with and alongside community. And I will forever be grateful that she took a chance on me.
You can't cry, because then I'm going to cry, and then where will we be? We'll just be two of us sobbing here. I feel like, isn't it like so great to have, I said in the video, she was the North Star, and now you get to say it's partly my job to help lead the way. And there are people who are someday going to say, I was hired by Jo, and Jo was my mentor. What is the thing that drives you, do you think, to do what you do?
I think a lot of it for me is the relationships that I've been able to make and develop throughout my career. Many of those relationships are sitting at my virtual table, and all the people that have been part of my career growth have done nothing but have trust in me and pushed me to succeed. I think at the early on parts of my career, I didn't even think that I was capable, but others did. And that drive and dedication and just having that trust and those relationships have really helped me succeed over the past few years.
That's so great. What do you say to young people who get into community investment or think, maybe there's something in there for me? What's your advice to them, or what's your encouragement?
I'd say, again, focus on the relationship, be part of and work with and alongside community. Hazel taught me something years and years ago that I've always taken to heart, and that is to have a positive work-life balance. Really put yourself at the center and ensure that you're enjoying and loving life outside of the workplace. And I think so many of us just get hooked and just kind of sucked into the corporate life that we sometimes forget that. And so I would say to anybody that would be one thing that I'd want to ensure that they're able to have and embodied in both their careers and for themselves.
Beautiful. And so what are you going to do with this award? Probably just go out on the town? Is that sort of the plan, or what's?
Well, no, I'm not going to do that. You know, there's so many opportunities these days to go out on the town, right, Dave? Right. But no, part of the award is about professional development. It was something that Hazel always strived for, and wanting to continue to learn and grow and develop ourselves, even when we've been in this career for many, many years. There's always an opportunity to learn and to grow. And so while COVID has had some impacts on my ability for professional development, I'm still looking at opportunities and really excited to use it to continue that professional development and just continue to grow and learn new things.
Well, I do think that Hazel was a shining light, but the light coming from Joanne is also very bright. And there's a lot of people who are following you and learning from you, and all of us today living in our homes. You make homes better. So thank you, Joanne, and congratulations.
Thank you, Dave.
So great. Well done, Joanne. And we have our final recipient here today. And it's interesting because we honor, as we do a lot of times, is the lifetime achievement. But this time, our recipient is Charlie Fisher, who has passed away. But his family is as much about Charlie as he was and is. And so we're going to speak with them. But first, let's have a look at his video.
I'm Saifa Cooner, President and CEO of the Alberta Children's Hospital Foundation. Thank you for the opportunity to introduce our next guest, my dear friend, Joanne Cuthbertson, who is here to receive the Generosity of Spirit Outstanding Philanthropist Lifetime Achievement Award on behalf of her beloved husband, Charlie Fisher. It's hard to believe that Charlie has been gone for nearly a year now. We miss him so much. And yet, because he cared so deeply and gave back to our community in so many ways, his incredible legacy lives on. Quite literally, Charlie helped change the landscape of child health and wellness in our city. Today, thanks to his vision, leadership, and generosity, Calgary has a new children's hospital, a center for child and adolescent mental health opening next year, and a nation-leading focus on research to find new and better therapies to help young people with both their physical and mental health. The week before he passed, Charlie learned he was being awarded the Alberta Order of Excellence. Months earlier, he and Joanne were appointed to the Order of Canada. Such well-deserved honors to add to an impressive list of many others. Yet, as much as he accomplished as a businessman and philanthropist, we remember and respect Charlie for how he did so, with incredible compassion, grace, wisdom, and, fitting for today's award, immeasurable generosity. Joanne, we know you share those very same traits. For all you've both done for young people in our community and far beyond, please accept our heartfelt thanks.
I'm Ed McCauley, President and Vice Chancellor of the University of Calgary. It's my honor to nominate Charlie Fisher for the Generosity of Spirit Lifetime Achievement Philanthropist Award. As a CEO, community leader, philanthropist, and tireless volunteer, Charlie Fisher truly wanted to leave the world in a better place than how he found it. The University of Calgary is fortunate to be a part of Charlie's extraordinary legacy of positive change in this city, the province, and beyond. A two-time University of Calgary graduate and vice chair of our Board of Governors, Charlie strongly believed in education and its power to change lives, no matter where you came from. Among his family's many gifts to our university, in support of scholarships, bursaries, and research initiatives, was the creation of the Scholars Academy. This visionary mentorship program inspires our top students to reach their full potential and become exceptional leaders in their own right. Charlie was an exemplary and spirited force of idealism and courage, and he did indeed leave the world in a better place.
Thanks, Ed, and thank you, Saifa. What great words. And now to hear on behalf of Charlie and on behalf of their family, would you please join with me in saying hi to Joanne Cuthbertson. Hi, Joanne. How are you?
I'm good. Hi, Dave. Nice to see you. And I sure do want to thank Saifa and Ed and the Alberta Children's Hospital Foundation and the University of Calgary for their nomination of Charlie. Those were, they were really important Calgary institutions for Charlie. And so it was great to hear Saifa and Ed talking about him.
I know for all of us, we're all sad because Charlie was such a part of our city and our country. But for you, it's your partner, your husband, the dad of the family. And we just wanted to say, on behalf of all of us, we're sorry for your loss and hope you're doing okay.
Thank you. Thanks very much.
It's big. Tell me a bit about how did it start for you two? I always think when people see you or people like you and Charlie, they think, well, yeah, they were just always successful people and they're always, you sort of picture that way. But you were young. You were a young couple once. How did it start for you?
Thank you for that question. Of course, I'm going to respond differently than Charlie would have because I'm going to tell you my perceptions of Charlie.
Sure.
But really, that's exactly the important part of Charlie's life in terms of volunteering and in terms of philanthropy. He was just a regular kid, an ordinary guy, didn't see that he should have a life where he should exert a great deal of influence. He just, he found things he liked to do. He liked to do them. He learned that there were also opportunities for him to get involved in things. He just kind of had to put his hand up, and he had some great mentors who invited him, come on, try this, get involved in that. And I think that that's just it. It's not that our whole community is so like this, and we've just listened today to all kinds of representation of that. When we get involved in thinking there are things that we could do that could make a difference, could make something better, that's when we build a great community and we feel safe in it, and it's a good place to be. And I really think that that was the important part of Charlie. It was like that.
And this is a selfish question, but does doing work for the community help a family? Does that something that makes a difference within your own dining room table?
I think it's an add to your conversations, you know, the way you talk with your kids, and there's many things going on in their lives. They're growing up. You want them to meet their full potential. You want them to have a good life. And so I think, yeah, I think the conversations around, you know, what some things that we can do, some things you can do, things you can get involved in, that's a real add to your life. It's so, it's so it just expands, you know, the world that you live in. You just have so much more, really, and you understand so much better what all goes together to make up our community, to make up our world. Yeah, I think so.
I'm gonna take my kids for walks a lot on the Douglas Fir Trail. It's kind of near us, and there's a lookout there where you can look across the river. And of course, the most colorful building is the Children's Hospital.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna take them for a walk, and I'm gonna say that's what Joanne and Charlie built, not necessarily with their hands, but with their hearts. And it's so great. Look at them. Look at the man, the legend, the mustache. These pictures.
Yeah, that's
It's so
Charlie with his mom. Yeah,
and,
it was
and
a great
there's
day.
and there's a day where you're raising. This is a Children's Hospital fundraiser. All of these Dave Bronconia there, and look at this group. Again, what you've done is, and what Charlie did is so great. And I know that he lives through you and with the family. And we just want to say congratulations to Charlie, but also congratulations to all of you. And we're all so grateful.
Thank you, Dave. Thanks so much. It does. It means lots to us. It's really special.
We also should thank your technical director, Kate, who made this shot look especially good. I know that was her work, so I want to thank her as well. Daughter Kate and Moving Computers. Thank you so much, Joanne, and congratulations.
Thanks, Dave. Take good care.
We will. Thank you. Charlie Fisher. See, these people that live on and live on. And speaking of great people, let's bring back Karen Johnson Diamond. And I think Marnie gets to come join us as well. Does she? There she is. Hi, Marnie. What a great hour. Wasn't it something?
That was fantastic. Just so inspiring. Love to hear those stories.
This is great. And I think, Karen, some folks are here for the show, which means that they're going to have some congratulations. But some people are also here for the full day. What do they need to know?
Well, they need to know that all the sessions at the AFP Compass by the Stars conference are going to start again at 1:15. And also stick around at the end of the day for beer and banter. And it was wonderful to be here for this celebration this afternoon as well.
So great. Well, thank you very much, Karen, for steering us through the whole day. Marnie, thanks for being the leader in such a great group. And congratulations once again. I'm just going to can I do this? I'm going to read all of my notes and say, Elaine, Jerry, Megan, and all the kids. We want to congratulate Jeff and everyone at RBC, Stephen and Adam, Mindful Men, Loretta, congratulations, Adam and the folks at Friday Sock, Wayne, the legend himself, Joanne, and Charlie Fisher and Joanne Cuthbertson, and everyone involved. Congratulations on helping make us all better. Okay, I think I'm going to wave. Do you think I can wave now, Marnie?
Yeah, you can.
Should I?
Wave. Yeah, let's all wave.
Thanks, Dave.
Okay, bye.
Thanks, everyone. Congratulations again.